What's going on, guys? Welcome to our rant video on this channel. Shout out to everyone subscribing to the channel. In this video, I'm going to be talking about the NBA playoffs, and I have to say that game last night by the Warriors, winning 128-103 versus the Blazers, closing out that series was awesome. So I am going to be talking about that game, but first I want to talk about the Cavaliers, of course, because they closed out their series versus Indiana, winning the other day 106-102. And you know what? It's no offense to the Cavs or the Cavs fans, but yet again, LeBron James is averaging around 40 minutes per game, 44 minutes in that game, getting 33 points. Yes, LeBron is balling, but to be in a game for 44 minutes, think about that, and averaging around 40 minutes of basketball for a while now is not great for the Cavs. So the way I'm looking at all of this is that LeBron has to play a lot of basketball, even versus a team like Indiana, and the Cavs defense is just not impressive. So that's the way I'm looking at the Cavs. But now we have to go to the Western Conference. Shout out to DubNation. We're talking about the Warriors winning 128-103 versus the Blazers. Now, the Blazers are not the best team out there, but the Warriors are balling like a championship team. And now I'm sure the Warriors fans realize this already, but if you're not a Warriors fan or you're watching other teams or whatever, Steve Kerr has a back issue, and he didn't coach in Game 3. And now in this situation where the Warriors closed out the Blazers, he didn't coach that game either. And what it made me think is that maybe possibly, if this situation continues, maybe Steve Kerr could coach the team throughout the game. I'm not sure how they can go about doing that because the NBA has rules and everything, but I would think that there should be a way where Steve Kerr could communicate with the team throughout the game. But in this situation, the Warriors are balling. So the Warriors are impressive. And if you look at the minutes for the Warriors, because also, Durant had an injury. He was back in the game for this game. He had 20 minutes in the game, 10 points. Yeah, Draymond Green getting 21 points. Klay Thompson with 18 points. Steph Curry with 37 points. And by the way, let's do a comparison here. Just on the games where the Warriors are closing out the Blazers and then the Cavs closed out Indiana. Now, before I was talking about LeBron James, 44 minutes in the game, 33 points. You see Steph Curry in the game, 29 minutes in the game, 37 points. Now, I'm not trying to say Steph versus LeBron or anything like that. I'm talking about coaching and the players, of course, and how much time they're playing in the game. So with the Warriors, you see a real balance here because, again, Kevin Durant, 20 minutes, Draymond Green, 33 minutes. You have Klay Thompson, 30 minutes, Steph Curry, 29 minutes, Iguodala, 23 minutes, and then even McCaw, 19 minutes, Clark, 21 minutes. There's a balance here where you don't have one person getting the most amount of time in the game, where there's such an issue for that team to win, needing that person to be in the game that much. And I think that's an issue because if you look at OKC, recently someone in sports media, after the Rockets won against OKC, they were asking Russell Westbrook about his time in the game versus when the other guys are in the game and he's just watching from the bench. What happens to OKC? Now, the thing about that, though, is the reason why Westbrook was annoyed by the question, by the way, and he really told the reporter, basically, it was a ridiculous question to him, is because when you have Russell Westbrook there, and you have any of his teammates sitting right next to him while you're asking those kind of questions, it's offensive to the team, because basically what you're saying is, without Westbrook, OKC is nothing. And when that person asked that question, Westbrook was basically saying, you know what, this is a team, and this is about the playoffs. And if you have any issues with OKC, this is about the team as a whole, everyone that's in the game for that team. Westbrook, especially compared to someone like LeBron, he's not going to blame his teammates. And you have to appreciate that. I know a lot of people out there might have an issue with Westbrook and you say stuff about his attitude or whatever, but his attitude is of a leader of that team. So as far as Westbrook, he's been blamed so much for stuff that's been going on with OKC, including whether they win or they lose or whatever. But he does not have the help that he had with Durant. So now that Durant is on the Warriors, again, Westbrook doesn't have anyone that is going to balance the offense for OKC. And you know what? I'm going to say this again. He balls in all the games, and he's trying his best for that team. What more do you want from Russell Westbrook? So if you're criticizing his attitude or whatever else, I think it's ridiculous. But talking about the Warriors, this team was amazing in this closeout game against the Blazers. Really. We're talking about the offense, and that's including when Durant, who has been injured, gets involved with the offense. And if you notice, the Warriors are moving the ball a lot, even more than before. That's what it looks like. And you don't know who's going to get the ball. And that's one of the reasons I saw Draymond Green taking shots from the perimeter, because he was really shooting the ball. And Draymond's great on defense. But like I've said also, this guy can shoot the ball and he has offensive skill. So when people just think of Draymond Green, he might just be someone that blocks shots or whatever, annoys the other team. He's not just about that. He can actually contribute. It's called a two-way player. That's what Draymond Green is. And then you look at Steph Curry, 37 points in 29 minutes. His shooting in this game, amazing. Now, we all know Steph Curry is a fantastic perimeter shooter. But when these guys are setting screens for him on the Warriors, he's getting open shots. And this is what the Warriors need to do for Steph so he can get his shots. Steph scrambles a lot throughout a game. And that's because he might get one guy on him, two guys. There's a lot of defense that gets thrown at Steph. And he has to run through screens so he can get his shot. Now, if you see with Klay Thompson gets the ball. It's a catch and shoot, meaning he's going to catch the ball, shoot the ball right away. And I'm talking about tough shots. These guys, when they're focused, as they were talking about, they're playing championship level basketball. And then you have other guys on the team that are also contributing. And that's including McGee. And we're talking about defense, some offense, but really in that game, a lot of defense. And also you have other guys out there, even West, contributing to the offense at important times in the game, including when you don't have Steph in the game at some points in time, or even Klay or Draymond and Durant. You have someone like West who's adding points. They're not going to go on the same run where they have their stars in the game, but you still have West there who is contributing offense. And the fact that other teams wouldn't be able to stop that allows the starters to at least not play 40 plus minutes in a game. And that is a situation that is going on again with the Cavs. So you compare their style of basketball, Cavaliers, who do not have impressive defense, to a team like the Warriors, who are playing fantastic defense. And by the way, even with the Blazers in this game, the Warriors winning 128-103. But we saw in this series, their defensive game was really impressive. So I thought this was a fantastic game. I know people out there, they don't want to acknowledge the Warriors. That's all right. You guys haven't been acknowledging them the whole season. We noticed that. When they won this game, I thought it was interesting because Charles Barkley on the NBA on TNT was talking about the fact that on a closeout game, why are you going to allow the Warriors to just do this? He almost sounded like he was ready to go into the game and do something about it, like stop the Warriors. Charles Barkley couldn't stop Jordan, and Charles Barkley wouldn't be able to stop the Warriors. No offense, but it's not like that. You can't just say, hey, this team should stop the Warriors. The Blazers can't. And as far as LeBron James, I don't know if it's his decision to be in the game for 40 plus minutes or averaging around 40 minutes, or that's Tyronn Lue. But if you're the coach, that should not be going on. That's an issue. Even if you were to say, well, when you're closing out another team, then you might be in the game for some more minutes. It's possible. I mean, the Warriors had some extra minutes in Game 3. I noticed that. But this is not just a few games. This is a lot of games. Actually, I read somewhere recently, they were talking about this issue. And that was just the other day. So for a while now, nobody's been really saying anything about this. But LeBron James has been playing a lot of basketball. A lot. And the Warriors, if you notice, during the regular season, they weren't going for some record for regular season wins. And you see the situation with Durant. It's not like they rushed him back in the series. And with Steph, he's not averaging around 40 minutes every game. Same situation with Klay and Draymond. The Warriors coaches, the management, they don't want that because they know what's going on with this team. And it's something interesting because this team is balling for a while now. And at some point in time, people are going to start talking about the fact that this is the best team in basketball. I think right now, people just don't want to acknowledge it. You have the Cavaliers going against the Warriors. The Warriors won the championship when they first went against the Cavs in the NBA Finals. Then the Cavs won last year, although Draymond Green was suspended. But the Cavs won. And then we're talking about the Warriors this season. There's a lot of people out there that think that the Cavaliers are just the best team. Nobody's going to stop LeBron. And that LeBron James, they like to refer to him as the king, whatever, 3 for 7 in NBA Finals. So if you're a fan of the Warriors and you're wondering, why aren't they talking about the Warriors in this game? Like, what was going on? I'm talking about really talking about it. The same way they were talking about LeBron and the Cavaliers. Why don't they talk about it? There's people that are fans, obviously, of the Cavs. And they also don't want to acknowledge the fact that they could be wrong. When you talk about the Warriors, and that's including Charles Barkley and other people in sports media, saying that the Warriors don't have defense, we obviously know that's not accurate. But then you talk about this Warriors team like, well, the Blazers could just stop them. That's not what's going on. The Warriors are a better team. The way they're playing basketball is just beyond any other team in the league right now, currently. There's no guarantee in sports, but they're the best team. And if you try to go to the Cavaliers and say, well, they're the best team, You're not acknowledging how much different it is between the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference. It's really different. The style of basketball being played in the Western Conference is much better than the Eastern Conference currently. It's getting more competitive in the Eastern Conference, but not the same as the Western Conference, at least not yet. So if you have the Warriors playing this style of basketball, where they're winning like this, and even in that game, we're talking about a closeout game, they were just balling throughout the entire game. It did not stop. And the reason why it didn't stop is because you have Steve Kerr coaching that team, who's implemented a system where this team and these guys on the team know where to be, know how to share the ball. This team is playing a complete game. That's what the Warriors are about. It doesn't mean they're going to win every game. It just means that the style of basketball they're playing is championship level basketball. I'm not saying other teams can't compete, because anything is possible. You never know. But I'm saying the Warriors, with the way this team is built, is the best team in the NBA currently. And this is not an argument. I also think that if the Cavaliers are the team that everyone's trying to say is the best out there, and you guys are already talking about repeating or whatever, because there's a lot of fans out there, they say a lot of different things. If you don't see how fantastic Durant is for the Warriors right now, and how much a difference he makes for this team, not just as an individual, he's making the team better. And Durant is an awesome teammate also. That's what it looks like. He doesn't take things personal. He wants to be a great teammate. He wants to win. He wants to win a championship. He's balling. Now he understands the Warriors' offense. At first, it could be confusing because it's a new team. You have to get used to the situation with the Warriors. You don't know who's going to shoot the ball. You don't even know if someone's going to drive the net. You have no idea. It's not predictable at all. Even on one of the plays where Durant was running back on defense and he got a blocked shot. I'm not saying everyone has to be impressed by Kevin Durant because he blocked a shot. I'm talking about a player who's that versatile, who's going to be able to do that throughout the game. His drive to the net, I mean, who's stopping that? And the reason why you have guys like Draymond Green, Kevin Durant, Klay Thompson, Steph Curry, and Iguodala, and other guys on the team who motivate their teammates is because this is not just about them. The Warriors are a team. There's other guys on that team. And those guys know that it's not just about a few players on the team. It's about everyone. I'm saying that's what's going on with the Warriors. Now, some people out there might say, hey, that's really obvious. Go look at the Cavaliers and ask yourself, is that the same situation for the Cavs? As far as coaching for the Cavs, yeah, simple answer, put LeBron James in for the whole game. The Warriors can do that with Steph or even Durant. Put him in for the whole game. Even Klay, Draymond. But that's not the answer to win a championship. Look at what's going on with OKC. You have Russell Westbrook. But Russell Westbrook in the game for almost the entire game, obviously that's not going to guarantee that OKC wins the game. And it's no offense to Russell Westbrook, but you have a situation where Russell Westbrook getting 38 minutes in the game takes a lot of shots, and that's because there's pressure on him. And there's nobody else to balance that offense. And even though LeBron's averaging more minutes in the game recently, it's the pressure on one person. So Steve Kerr has these guys balling. It is no coincidence at all. If you watch that game, this closeout game with the Warriors and the Blazers, this Warriors team is a championship team. Does it mean they're guaranteed to win a championship? No guarantees in basketball. No guarantees in sports. But this team is that talented, and they have the ability to win a championship. Now we have to see if they can win. And as far as the Cavs, because the sports media has a lot of fans of your team, I get it. LeBron can ball. But when you start talking about comparisons between teams with the Warriors and the Cavs, right now, currently, there is no comparison. The way the Cavs are being coached, or if LeBron is making those decisions, whatever's going on, is not a recipe to win a championship. It looks like you guys are reacting to pressure rather than having the confidence in your own team. So the NBA better watch out for these Warriors, but I'd like to know what you guys think about all of this. Post your comments down below if you root for the Warriors or the Cavs or any other team in the NBA. Let me know what you think about the NBA playoffs. And of course, if you like this video, give a thumbs up. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.